sheets. Luke Pash was in that same boat except for that final lap, but those guys were rolling.
All right, we're underway. 4x800 relay. Jimmy, in case you didn't know, the 800 meters is my favorite event, and Will likes this one too.
Love it.
Love it. Let's get it. All right, 4x800, they're coming together. They're the teams. We got some Jamaican flavor out there, I do believe. Edwin Allen, Christian Brothers, Tatnall, Kingston College, St. John's College from D.C. So American and Jamaican teams doing battle in the 4x800 Championship of America here at Franklin Field. A beautiful Friday evening, starting to cloud up just a little bit. Maybe lends itself to Kennedy's forecast for some precip tomorrow.
Yeah, if we just look at this field, I mean, it's really a who's who as far as programs. Some of the best programs here in the country. St. Joe's Prep, it looks like, coming in the lead, local PA school. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, that is St. Joe's.
Yeah, that is Noah Pop, scheduled to be the leadoff runner for St. Joe's Prep. St. John's College from D.C., Kirill Arnold on the leadoff.
Phil, Will, I went to LaSalle College High School. We saw them in the 3K. St. Joe's Prep was our rival. One thing, though, I always did was give that team respect. They fade back to fourth, but a great opening leg for the Prep.
All right, that is Christian Brothers, I believe, from Tennessee.
And this is the St. John College that went 7:37, I believe, indoors. So they're in a deficit right here, but still close.
So Christian Brothers from Tennessee, Chaz Jones scheduled to be the leadoff runner. And they're safely through the zone. Looked like about a 152 opening carry, guys.
Yeah, he definitely separated in that last 110 meters to give themselves a good lead and be comfortable going through that exchange zone.
Great finish for Manheim Township, another powerhouse program in Pennsylvania. They really reeled in over that last straightaway 60 meters. They are in that top group now of 5 teams.
All right, so Manheim Township in the blue and white. We see another baton. That was our leader, Christian Brothers. Oh, my goodness. The baton falls to the oval, and as Sean said, you need a firm grip on that baton because that is your ticket to have your time registered at the end of that race. You need to have it to finish.
Yeah, he got a good kick in from his first leg, and he let the group catch up to him, and that's kind of where that happened. I don't know if he was unaware that the group had caught up to him, and then the baton hits the ground, and he's got a lot of work to do to get back into this.
All right, St. John's College in the lead. Manheim Township in the number 2 spot. St. Joe's Prep in third, and the Rock. No, not Slippery Rock. It is Rockhurst High School from Missouri in the number 4 spot.
I thought you were talking about a completely different Rock.
Come on. I'm saying in college sports here. I know. All right, Manheim Township, the new leader. Jimmy, they've started to show, and again, the 4x8 in Pennsylvania is a marquee event. It is a premier event.
Spot on. In high school in 2010, we got 7th or 9th, and we were 747 or 8. I mean, it is super deep in PA as Manheim slips here to second. 5 teams here kind of breaking away. Manheim trying to hold on currently.
St. John's College with some separation. And I'm guessing the Jamaican squads are loving things. And as Calabar starting to move up.
Yeah, the New Balance Nationals are here in a couple months, but these are the New Balance indoor national champions here from D.C. is St. John College. They have a good 10, 15-meter lead. But like you were saying, these Pennsylvania teams know how to run the 4x8. And just because they're out of it right now, you cannot count them out at all until the end.
So our Jamaican fans spied the move by Calabar to cut up some of the deficit that they face currently. They're in the number 6 position. Not on screen right now is St. John's College. Just moving along as 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Manheim Township, Rockhurst, those squads are starting to close.
So we saw over those first 2 legs, a 152 high, 153 mid for St. John's College, fighting for second with his pack of 4. Rockhurst leads it. 1 lap to go for the 3rd leg.
And a very talented group as always. IMG Academy is part of that chase group. They are currently in the number 3 position. right behind Rockhurst out of Maryland, or Missouri, excuse me.
And Calabar, you mentioned them, they're in this race. They have the Penn Relays record with a 7:26.09 for 2018. They went 153.6 and 151 on their first 2 legs. So St. John's College, if they can keep this up, they are not out of it, but they are being hunted and chased down right now.
So it is, I'm sorry, Jimmy, St. John's College in the lead. Manheim Township in the number 2 spot from Pennsylvania, then IMG Academy. No, check that. That is Rockhurst, sorry, in the number 2 spot.
Rockhurst having a great leg. On the top of your screen, you can see 2 other Jamaican teams behind Calabar, Kingston College and Edwin Allen, working with North Penn. Anchor legs.
So the gap between first and second, not that big at all. St. John's College, then Rockhurst with a 155, and Rockhurst closing the gap with their 153 third leg.
Yeah, I think the Penn Relays record is out of reach now, but the win is still in contention for Rockhurst and IMG. However, St. John's, they show what they can do indoors, but they're going to have to come with it as they have 2 guys not too far from them.
Yeah, we would need a Michael Granville 146. It's amazing. Comes back up in the conversation. All right, St. John's College, you talked about the indoor national champions. Well, they have about 8 meters of open track. With this great big scoreboard, you can see the visual. They're looking up and checking that out, seeing the time, seeing the gap between themselves and the rest of the field. IMG and Rockhurst boys.
Shout out there to North Penn. They moved up very well, putting their sights on 4th place. They were sitting in 8th for the 2nd and 3rd leg. They're your Pennsylvania indoor 4x8 state champs.
So St. John's College, a leader. IMG now in 2nd, bringing Rockhurst with them. We will have a battle over the final 280 meters. Rockhurst pushing it, pushing IMG into the lead potentially. Yes, that's what we have. IMG slips past St. John's College, but they're not giving up. They want to keep that rail position as we come to the final 150.
Oh, these gentlemen have something left. Look at IMG and St. John's College.
Don't count out Rockhurst. They're looking good. St. John's may have just fallen asleep or we're waiting for the kick. And
Big
the time
arm
is
swing,
now.
running for home. It's 3 wide at the line. Rockhurst from Missouri with the win. Jimmy made the call. Don't count them out. They go 7:33.83. Wow, what a final kick. St. John's College relegated to 2nd at 7:34.26. They brought the crowd on their feet, the guys from Missouri.
Yeah, St. John's and IMG went at it maybe a little bit too early. Rockhurst was like, okay, guys, I'll let you do that. And they kicked it in right on. You just have to be lucky. We said this several times, and Johnny on the spot, Rockhurst was.
A 151.7 final leg by Henry Acorn